Spicy's in the house, my people, and I hope you subscribe to participate in the 5,000 subscribers goal for the next giveaway, where I will give out 8 Amazon gift cards of $25 each. So go ahead, subscribe and like this video. Also let me know if you subscribe in the comments so I can show you some love. I also just launched a new self-development channel, so if you can click the link in the description to support me, that would be great. My 2 recent videos are about how to build confidence and how to build morning routine habits. Congratulations Hero Cat Girl for the comment of the day. She knows I don't work here, and yet? Okay, so me had noodles, sitting at a table by the window. I had just finished eating. A woman with a baby walks in, orders, and sits at a table next to me. And me, I am on my phone. Hey, excuse me. I look up. Can you go get me a fork? Sure. No confrontations necessary. I'll go get her a fork, whatever. She has a baby. Oh, can you also fill my drink? I don't work here. Oh, I know, but you're closer. So, a Diet Coke, please. You can get your own Diet Coke. I'm leaving. The woman is whining. It will be really quick, please. No, have a nice day. I left and I am still in awe. Not crazy, no confrontations, but the entitlement this lady had of expecting strangers at a restaurant to do things for her. But she had a baby. Doesn't that automatically mean you have to do as she says? Don't get me wrong, you need to help mothers, but I'm not even sure there's a but. Or is it mean to say there's a but? Customer gets angry that I don't work for the store. Makes herself look like a fool. This was when I used to work for a soda company, the big blue one. As many may know by my post, a vendor is someone who goes into stores and delivers or stocks or sells certain products from their company. Lots of companies have vendors, and lots of products in the food side of the store are vendor owned. Some companies pay for space on end caps. Anyway, most people understand that I don't work here after I explain it to them. But not all. I was doing my job one day as usual when a beach lady comes up to me. After explaining that I don't work for the store, she gets bitchy, impatient, and rude. She wanted a case of Pepsi but didn't know the price or if the store had the 2 for XYZ promotion. Neither did I, as the store was doing a reline of their shelving and was so unorganized. I just stocked the products. Sorry. I said. Keep in mind that a case of Pepsi is not that expensive anyway, and if she wanted, she could leave it at the cashier. Better yet, she could have checked the price on the self-scanner, but no, she expected me to have everything memorized and a gun with access to the store's inventory. The aisle is pretty close to the front checkout, and some people overheard, including the cashiers. The lady eventually stormed off and said, "Amazing, I will never buy Pepsi again." She directed this towards me as if it affects me or something, as if her boycott cancels out the billions of other people who drink Pepsi. Anyway, I noticed that she picked up a couple cases of Brisk iced tea at the end of the aisle. Brisk is a Pepsi product. I was kelking in my head. As she finished cashing out, I was walking back to the truck with my dolly. Before I left, I said to her, "By the way, Brisk is a Pepsi product," smiled, and walked out. I heard one cashier let out a little laugh. Angry Beach went straight to her car, slammed the trunk shut after loading her groceries, and sped off. That was great. My favorite part is when you let her know that Brisk is a Pepsi product. I love when people who clearly enjoy a product say they will never buy it again. I just like to imagine 30 years from now she's out to eat somewhere and ask for a Coke and the waiter is like, "Sorry, we only have Pepsi products, is that okay?" And she stares off into the distance and says, "I can't, I made a promise." Silencing the auto department least favorite customer. Some backstory. I used to work in the automotive section of a Walmart in my city. I have since left and found a job that I enjoy more than I ever did there. Management was nice, coworkers were nice, customers were hell. On this day, I encountered one of them and unleashed a tirade against her. The cast is the following. Me is me, Caddy is the customer, not her real name, employee, some employee I don't know, Jim, my former manager. Those who read my last post know how cool he is, not his real name. So I went to Walmart to get my oil change, as I've done since I began working there. They've got a fair rate and they are very careful, so I figured I'd drop in, see my old coworkers, do some minor shopping, and get my oil change done at the same time. I was wearing a black shirt, a black and gray flannel, and blue jeans, my usual out-of-work outfit. I was standing there talking to the employee about some meaningless things while waiting for my oil change when Caddy turned up, red-faced and clearly annoyed. What the hell does that worthless technician want now? It dawns on me that I recognize her voice, but I can't really place it. The employee then tells her the note that was made for her vehicle. The note? A brake light being on prior to service, which meant they will not work on her vehicle at all, per store policy. Caddy explodes. Are you kidding me? I have a trip coming up and I need my tires changed, and this place is the cheapest place to get the tires. Get me your manager. I'm going to have your job and that sleazy tech's job too. Suddenly, I remember her. When I worked there, we had a woman come in wanting to get a hole in a tire fixed. I was the one tasked with the job, and upon removing her tire, I noticed rubber sand inside her tire. For those who do not know, that's not a good thing. The tire had clearly been driven on while it was flat, way too much for it to be safe to drive on any further. When I told her this myself, she had a similar reaction, and Jim was called in and asked what was going on. So I had been blunt. I told her that if she continued to drive on that tire, which also had an indent on the sidewall, there was a risk of it exploding while she was driving, which could potentially lead to a crash that could injure or kill someone if it was not replaced. She bought a new tire that day, thanks to my scare tactics. But that's not the story. This is me unleashing my rage on her. I would like to also point out that this woman was a regular in this department. She always asked for cheap oil and then threw a fit when we used the exact oil suggested for her car. She got pissy with us when we told her that our full service oil change included coolant, brake fluid, brake work, and AC things. Told us all we were worthless mechanics that would not get far in life. Things of that nature. Essentially, she killed every one of us inside every time that she came in, which was fairly often just for the final point to be hit every time. The employee reaches for the phone and I wave him off, making him blink. Sorry bud, I used to work here and I went to school for this thing. I don't care, my brakes squeal a little, so what? It is at this point I hear her car being backed out. The squeal from her brakes was loud even with the door being closed. I take a deep breath. Okay, so you need new brake pads and more than likely a simple top off of brake fluid to deal with the light. However, that's not the point. You're berating someone who had nothing to do with this entire mess, all because you're dealing with an inconvenience that your stupid ass could have prevented. He won't tell you how he feels, nor will the techs out there will do their best every single day to make sure people's cars are working so that they are safe when they drive. But me, I don't give a flying F anymore and will gladly tell you how I feel. When I was here, when you come in, we all hated you. You tore us down while all we did was our jobs, while we worked hard to keep people safe on the shitty roads in this dumpster fire of a town, and you have the gall to bitch about something that is your fault? These guys work hard because they love what they do, not because they're going to sit there and please every holier-than-thou ass clowns who decides they have nothing better to do than break them every time they have a bad day. If you want a manager, go find one, because I know damn well they are all sick and tired of your BS. And I'm pretty sure that after harassing the guys that work here, it will never tell you never to return, you stupid entitled bitch. This is the simplified version. I chewed her out for a good 5 minutes, and I used some more creative expression just because I was sick of her stuff. While this was going on, Jim was coming down because his own vehicle was being worked on, and he was checking it. Whoa, OP, calm down man. Last time you yelled at someone, I took a punch. What's going on? His voice trailed off as he saw Caddy, which made him actually frown and scroll. You! We banned you after you shattered a customer's window during your last visit. Employee, call the police. OP, would you mind blocking that door? He pointed to the employee's only door, and I nodded. Caddy was arrested for trespassing, and they'd put a restraining order on her. And I felt the mood in the shop change as soon as they saw her being escorted out. At which point I waved to a few of my old coworkers, paid for my old change and my items, and walk out, watching Caddy resisting arrest and being tased all the while. I am not your effing waitress. I work as a dishwasher in a restaurant. Okay, that was funny. I enter the kitchen at 11:30 and leave around 5, only exiting it if I need to go to the bathroom. The tables there are divided by rows, and each row has a waiter in charge. It is Saturday. There are 60 customers approximately, eating their lunch and getting their orders. I leave the sink to go to the bathroom, going through the dining hall as I make my way. An important detail to quote is that the kitchen uniform is completely different from the waiters. I am obviously wearing it, transparent gloves still in my hands, and you have to be really stupid not to notice that I am not a waitress anyhow. Lady from a small table in the center looks at me. I am going to call her B, and the waiter in charge for her table, R. Excuse me. Barely approaching the table. Yes? Could we have a quarter of the house's wine? Certainly. I spot R and proceed to tell him table number X requests. I will not take responsibility for something that is not my job. Besides, I've used the white dispenser 2 times maximum with my boss next to me. Also, I am already pissed and not paid enough for the stuff that I do. After finishing my business in the bathroom, I come back to the kitchen sink to continue my work. Minutes after, R enters my aisle, grinning. You remember Lady B from table X? She wanted you to deliver the wine. I furrow my brows. Why? Aren't you her waiter? What's the matter? She insisted that the young girl with the eyeliner, referring to me, wasn't doing her job right. Oh, whatever. Who cares? At the end of the service, my boss walks in and asks me to come up to the cash desk for a minute. I go and guess who I magically find there? B Lady. Can you explain what happened between you two? I don't recall anything happening in particular. The lady requested a quarter of wine. Was the wine not delivered to you? If yes, then I beg your pardon, the waiter of your table could have forgotten. The wine was delivered 10 minutes late because your waitress was lazy and could not do her job. It's so rude. Didn't even bother to come up to her table. Unresponsible. My boss looks at me for a second and lets out a breath. I am sorry you had to wait. However, she's not a waitress. She's our dishwasher. Dishwasher? Then why is she wandering around the dining hall? You need to have an eye out for your employees. I stop the urge to roll my eyes. I very clearly informed my coworkers I was leaving to go to the bathroom, and I am sure my boss has heard too. The biche gets money out of her purse, but does not stop there. How hard can it be to deliver some wine? I have the sentence, I do not work as a waitress, on the very tip of my tongue, but I chose to keep calm because of my boss. She finally leaves and my boss pats my arm, telling me to forget about it. I was not talking to you. This did not happen to me, but my sister. So earlier today, I was at the shoe shop with my mother and sister. We were browsing for some shoes when all of a sudden, we heard an older woman making comments and asking questions. My sister can't legally work yet, and she's still a minor. So it took us a minute to realize she was speaking to her. She also was annoyed and employee was ignoring her. My mom kindly says, "Oh, sorry, she does not work here." The older woman kind of snarkily replied, "Well, I was not talking to you," and continued to try and ask my sister for help. My mom snapped back at her. "Well, she's my daughter and does not work here." I started laughing and the lady got embarrassed and mumbled something before turning her back to us. It was quite funny and a very satisfying shutdown because she had a very entitled attitude, even when asking for help. Strange enough, the next store we went to, my sister was asked again if she worked there. This lady was much sweeter, so she helped her find her stuff that time. Before you go away or enjoy my playlist of IDontWorkHereLady videos, remember to check out my new self-development channel where I just put out 2 videos, one on how to gain respect and the other one how to build strong morning routine habits. Thank you for your support and hopefully you can help me create better videos with your likes and comments. My name is Spicy and I'm out.